Well, the first one happened when I was in 8th grade. She was a 7th grader. Her name was Alyssa. And then another one happened when I was a sophomore. Her name was Kendra, but that one was an accident. She got hit by like a ghost train. I guess she went across the tracks where it wasn't like a designed crossing area. And like when one train ended, she went and the other train was going from the other side. So that one was like a total freak accident. But then down the road, her sister had like a breakdown or something after her boyfriend, who I knew, Chris Kalala, committed suicide on the train. His girlfriend then followed him, I guess, and did the same thing about 5 to 6 months after he did. So that's already 4 people right there. And the 5th one was my friend Ryan Masgay, which happened actually about a year ago, last month. He committed suicide by the tracks by his house, which is another area where the tracks are just ours. It's not a designed crossing area. He was having trouble in college. He came home and he left letters. I mean, I think they've done as much as they can, but there's always room for more. Could always put higher gates, put security cameras, maybe have some type of function that would notify cops in the area. I don't know, something, because it's not the first time. It's probably not the last. I can't remember one time driving anywhere and getting caught on the train all the time. It sucks, but something you have to deal with when you live in Villa Park. Every day I cross the tracks, I think about my friends, which sucks, but you never realize how convenient, how close something like that is. Like, it never crossed my mind to ever commit suicide, but for people who do, you never think about that, and how close it is, how crazy and how easy someone can just end their life.
I investigate all of the fatalities, primarily those that occur at public crossings. The Commerce Commission is the state's regulatory authority and has responsibility over all the public crossings, of which we have just under 8,000. Just as an overview, suicides, there's probably, or at least a couple of years ago, it was about 30,000 people that committed suicide in one form of another in the United States, which was basically twice the rate of homicide. Of that 30,000, about 1%, the method of ending their life was by train. However, we have seen in probably the last 2 or 3 years the number of suicides by rail higher than previous. There are some communities, and I think even Villa Park might be one, that have tried, putting up, at least in areas where they think people would be more likely to get onto the tracks, the 800 number suicide hotline. We've put in right-of-way fencing in some communities, maybe in part to try and address the suicide problem, but certainly also trespass